through. So it looks like, listen, you're putting a lot of old things to bed, kind of like you're done with a lot of the old. We're going to have an eclipse lunar cycle coming through for you. And it's been a lot of transformation for you. A lot of maybe the changes that have taken place are coming through very, very strongly for you. But you're healing the energy, right? So you've been healing it. It hasn't been easy. It's been very challenging. But it will come full circle for you. You just have to have some patience and be moderate, just be in the here and now. Don't get too ahead of yourself, but make the best decisions you can for this month. I think this card reading is fairly good right here. Got a couple major arcanas coming through. I love the judgment card coming out of November because you're making the right judgment calls. Any Scorpios out there with any health and healing, any type of health issues, challenges to the health, difficulty with the health, you're getting ready to kind of rebirth, rejuvenate, come through and start to get ready and prepare for the next year ahead, right? You're coming into that time. So this should be a very pleasing time, making the right judgments, the right call. This is Archangel Gabriel kind of saying to you, come alive again. It's time to rebirth and renew. It's time to come out and celebrate life a little bit and everything you've done and given and what you've been bringing through, not only to yourself, but to others as well, because you're doing the work and you're kind of healing what needed to be done, which is really, really nice. Some Scorpions are probably planning and preparing for maybe, culminating the year in the cycles. However, spiritually, yes. Physically, yes. But I feel like this is definitely travel. So if you're preparing for long distance travel, that could be something you're preparing for. Either for the end of this fall season or even into the beginning part of. You come in kind of with this Queen of Coin energy, which is stability, security, kind of that opulence and beauty. This could be someone around you who is an advisor, friend, mother, daughter. There's good support for you for coming into the month of November. So, and as far as yourself, you're going to be feeling very supportive, very, pat yourself on the back. Job well done. Look at this. So you have the Death card, and, this is not untypical of Scorpio. This is the card of Scorpio. The death, the transformation, the renewal, the coming back to life. You could have had people you've lost. There could have been serious sorrow and loss, yes, but this would be for people who've already passed on, right? So this is a time of, I love the way the white rose is kind of depicted in this particular card. You notice that, there's so much in this card. I mean, there's feathers coming out of his cap. He's kind of got the mask on and the white rose to me is the offering of the Virgin Mother. This is just transformation at its finest, It's a time to really kneel down and know that the past is kind of gone. You can heal and move forward in all aspects for this month and come into this time with a new way of thinking. There's also a King of Wands here, which could be kind of this fiery energy, Leo, a Sag, feeling this sense of creativity and flow. And this could be someone in your life, could be male or female. I mean, it's a general reading, but it holds the kind of the predominant way of how you're reflecting, what you're bringing back. What is the transformation? Are you getting a creative kickback in your spirit, in your soul? Are you feeling that creative flow, that good optimism and flow and understanding? Very nice, right? It's really good reading right here. Also, you're coming in with the Three of Cups. So this is about the month, don't be afraid to celebrate. Three of Cups usually depicts, women kind of partying, celebrating. So there could be celebrations, all kinds of gatherings going on. You might want to clear your social calendar so that you can, raise a glass, enjoy, indulge. This is going to be a good month for you, really, for coming back to life, knowing that all is secure. You've done a lot of work already. You can relax, sit back, and enjoy what you need to enjoy. This is also a card of, the burdens all the burdens you've been carrying, working with, doing. It weakens the knees, it weakens the backbone, it's giving you some physical, maybe ailments. However, it's allowing you to lay down some of these burdens, to let other people maybe help you, assist you, do a few things for you that, like I said before, the old is kind of in the past. It's today's a new day. So you're able to get out of your own way a little bit. And I say that, with good intention, but get out of your own way to be patient with yourself, take the time with yourself. This is blessed energy. Your angel spirits and guides, they're here to assist. But you have to do everything with moderation. Some of you, this could be the common cold. This could be not feeling well. This could be knowing that you need to take a bit of a break or a rest. For some, this could be a brief hospital stay, just to get back into the groove, or better health systems in place. Different medications might be coming through for you for November, but it's all successful because you're doing the work, right? It's successful, and it leads to all the decisions and people and advice that have been brought to you, for you. No accident, some people are placed in your life for certain reasons, right? However, the sun is here, and it's the happiness and the bliss points. So as you go into the month of December, what feels right and happy and blissful? Sometimes we have to indulge in the here and now energy, right? We get enough rest. We take the pressure off. We know we're doing a good job, but we have to transform cycles of what we've already done. We can't stay in that energy. We just push on and go forward, right? So if there's anybody with any health issues, just make sure your medications are all good. The challenges look to be successful. When it comes to love, romance for the month of November, there's good food, good wine, good company, good just presence of other people. So for Scorpio, we're going to have some, the moons, the full moon, the new moon, these moons are they're leading up for you for all relationships, in your life, the changes that have taken place, the people that came in your life and exited your life, yes, but it's also got to do with love and romance, and there's a new way forward to regenerate and rejuvenate. Some of the old relationships you might not want to rejuvenate or open up to or bring through. However, this is a time for you to really heal your body, mind, your soul. This is, the snake spirit always wants to kind of bring up that Kundalini force energy. It wants you to heal the transformation that has already taken place. The changes are already done. You've already done most of the work, but there's still some healing ahead. I love that you got the Stargazer for an oracle because you're setting your sights higher. That could be for the new oncoming year. This could have a lot to do with the sun, the moon, and the stars, with astrology. The Stargazer is the one who guides and makes the wishes. And, you might want to have an astrological reading done or good, healthy card reading. That might be something that is in your gaze, right? But this is about you setting yourself higher, up-leveling you, and bringing you through to not where is your most comfortable zone, but it lets you know that it's been a job well done. You also got this little guy in the future of the oracle. So, going into December, you're going to take a huge leap of faith. This grasshopper, he wears a crown. He's all in green and blues and beautiful mandala above him. There is mastery with the grasshopper. So you have to ask yourself, what am I going to take a leap of faith with? So that's one question you want to ask yourself coming out in November. What's next? Where am I going to be impulsive and kind of wholehearted to really take that leap of faith of the changes that have already come, as well as what is coming up and forward? How will I stabilize? What is everything around me bringing through for me? Well, for November, you're coming out with endings and beginning with new transformations to come, okay? So the energetic is divine consciousness, which this is about interconnection, expanding the mind, opening up the higher chakra, right? Become oneness with the light. The divine consciousness is what we get downloaded with. You know, that psychic, that channeled energy that wants to bring more light into you so that you can expand and be one with Creator, right? So yeah, beautiful energy for December. Really use the mind well and focus on your physical health this month for the December. Don't overdo it, but yet some of you might be doing health routines, health cycles, preparing and starting new ways of eating and drinking and all this kind of stuff for the new year ahead. It's just a little psychic intent. Okay, so we're coming into December with the Page of Wands. So there's news and information coming in. Could be about travel, adventure, flight. The Hermit's coming up as well. All right, let me just pull some of these out for you. Magician. So definitely taking on new news and information for new kind of ways of manifesting. The Hermit in reverse, I'm going to put him in the upright for us. You know, this is kind of about going within to find more light. This could be a quieter month for you, filled with a lot more interesting opportunities that are ahead. But you're going in to really find the right answers, spiritually connecting, really praying, maybe meditating, really bringing in the higher forces for the intake of news and information that you're going to bring in right in the beginning of December, too. I love the Magician because he's the alchemist. He's the great manifester. So he is bringing through wisdom, knowledge. You already have the initiation in the leap of faith, right? So there's something you want to launch, that you want to start, you want to create, and you have all the knowledge, you have all the tools to do this with. Now make it happen, Scorpio, right? You got to do the work and put it into play. You've been disappointed in the past, and there's been some isolation and loneliness. So maybe you have all your abundances, you've saved, you've sown all the seeds, you're preparing, and you're just kind of waiting. You're just kind of quiet and waiting for more abundances, for more emotional connections, maybe with friends and family. Now, don't forget, November was a time where you're weeding that out. You kind of coming to full realization of what relationships that have come and gone, that no longer kind of serve your indefinite, what's the word I want to use for that? You're in a standstill place with all of that, and you're still healing some old, maybe feuds or difficulty with maybe things people have said or done, and you're still kind of healing those, but there's still a lot here that's offered to you. The Queen of Cups is here, and this could be you as well. You know, the compassionate, the psychic, this kind of overwhelming energy of compassion and flow and empathy. Very psychic, you know. I notice there's koi fish here and goldfish. So, you know, that's about wealth and abundances. It's definitely a water energy. She brings in intuition and caring and nourishing for other people. She is coming through in the reverse, which means there could be some jealousy, maybe that you're feeling or facing within other relationships that you might have had. But sometimes they need to go by the wayside. But either way, for December, you're going to be holding a lot of that energy of the Queen, the compassion, maybe how you feel at the end of the day with what relationships have come in your life and have left your life, and what are you opening? How are you going to interconnect or expand to let the right networking in? Or maybe you don't want to get too close, and that's okay too. Again, we're coming out with the 10 of Wands, so don't try not to overdo it in the month of December. We want you to lay down some burdens, lay down some of your responsibilities. Don't be so hard on yourself. You've already done a lot of good work, right? So you kind of have to pat yourself in the back and know what you've already done up to this point. It's going to get so much easier too, right? So no pressure in December. Try to take a lot of this off of yourself, and know what you do have, and get ready to kind of feel this chaos or this, critical thinking, or this way of just taking in a new way of going forward and setting yourself free from a lot of limitations, either within your own mind, maybe your soul, kind of bringing through new ways of going forward. Release some of those pressures. For some of you, this is new love. New babies, new love, new commitments, new relationships, opening to feel the love, to really feel connected within. Again, we have these koi fish and goldfish and a little Nemo fish, it looks like. So this is to expand in new beginnings with new friendships and relationships, any and all kind, right? So some of you could be really bringing in new love, reestablishing an old flame with a lot of love. But overall, I think December is going to be a new manifestation for you to come out of that loneliness, to receive opportunities, maybe abundances, maybe the job and career is heavily on you for the month of December. But there is new initiations. And on the bottom of the deck, it's soulmate, connection, friendships, love, right? So there's so much to, that you've come off of healing, but this is a time for moving ahead, bringing the openness and being flexible, opening up the mind, letting the physical body heal, feeling this sense of this divine oneness with light, Reiki work, even some of you, it could be, bringing through maybe some acupuncture, prayer, meditation. Stay in that space, Scorpio, through these next few months.